I want to welcome you to Dream Chasers Radio with me, your host, Yaya Diamond. What's up, peoples? How you doing? Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is a double kind of whammy here because we do have healthy with Yaya Diamond, which is healthy living or healthy eating, as well as just Yaya Diamond Dream Chasers Radio. And on my show today, I have this amazing woman. Now, let me tell you something. She's devised something that is so revolutionary, so cool, and yet so life changing for so many of us today. And I want to welcome her to the show. I want to welcome Lori Mosby to the show. Welcome to the show. How are you?
Hi, Yaya. Thank you so much for having me. And Happy New Year to you and your audience.
And to you too. And thank you. Thank you so much. So, I was looking at what you've devised, and I think it's revolutionary and it's life changing for so many of us. But before we get into that, tell me about yourself.
Sure, yeah. I was born and raised in Detroit, Michigan. And growing up, basically we pretty much ate, whatever. I mean, the average black family. My father would cook a lot of the, pancakes, spaghetti, pasta. We ate good, fried food, fried chicken. So we didn't have any issues because, when you're younger, and especially years ago, we moved a lot. I mean, years ago, I'm older. So years ago, children would go outside more and play and run around more. It wasn't all the digital technology that they have now. But eventually, my mother, she was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes and she got very sick from it. Yeah, yeah. She had one of her limbs amputated and she eventually lost her fight with type 2 diabetes and she passed away. I was eventually diagnosed with it, yeah. And I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. I started experiencing some heavy problems. I mean, I have bilateral neuropathy in both my hands and forearms. My eyesight was going bad. My feet, I had tingling in my feet where I couldn't walk for periods of time. I had to sit down. I gained almost like 100 pounds. It was really, really bad. And I'm going to tell you, I share this with you because this is part of my journey, that I used to go to Denny's every weekend and get the pancake special they had. We had the pancakes, the syrup, the eggs, the bacon. I would go, I'm sharing you my journey. I would go every weekend and get this. But yeah, I thought all I had to do was take this pill that they, gave me, my prescription, and I thought everything would be okay. But my problems deteriorated. They got worse. So what happened was, I said something else has to happen. My eating has to change. So I came up with the Live Plate. The Live Plate is a specialty plate where it's basically where it has 5 sections. The foods that are very important. Um, I have it here, as you can see in here. The sections have you have proteins, veggies, fruit, healthy fats, and you have a little area for sugar. So you can have like a chocolate chip cookie, just one. It's portion control. We have to portion out our food, yeah. Everything has to be portioned out, and we have to eat the right foods. Not all that, pizza and all that. What I'm saying is, I'm telling you all of this stuff about, oh, we can have a little piece. Leave it alone. That's the reason why the Live Plate was created, to help you to manage the type of foods that you eat, because that's critical. So that's how the Live Plate was birthed.
My goodness, my goodness. There are so many things out there called, like the insulin resistance and all that stuff. I think it's just pre-diabetes. I'm just gonna go there. I'm just, insulin resistance is just pre-diabetes. You're on your way to diabetes. You got to think about it. I mean, if you're eating sugar, if you're eating carbs, and the next day you're wearing it, yeah, that's not good. It's not good. So okay, so you developed the Live Plate. Now, do you use the Live Plate yourself?
Yes. I use the live plate myself. I showed you, I have it here. Um, I put the program in place whereby eating certain foods. So now I wasn't using the live plate when I first designed it, because of course, as you know, when you design something, it has to go through the process of, creating it, getting it developed, prototype. So
Right.
I would use my own plate and portion it out.
Uh-huh. Mm.
Yeah, but it was hard to do that because everything spills over. If you just take a regular plate, everything spills over till the next side. Everything just kind of joins together, and that's how why I created the live plate, because it needs to be portioned out. So, so that's how. Yeah. So to answer your question, it's very important to use management of your foods that you actually eat, and the portions is critical.
Now let me ask you a question because I know this is all on everybody's mind. Can you feel it all the way up to the top?
Yeah, you can fill it up to the top, but you know what? This is the thing, yeah. The thing is that you can fill it up to the top, but when you start using portion controls and you start programming your mind to eat less, because you're eating less because everything is portioned out, as more time goes by, that's what I develop. So I start developing, and I also have other people that's using the program. We're developing where, because you're eating less, everything is portioned, and you're eating certain type of foods, you're programming your mind to accept eating less. So it's not, you won't be thinking about, oh, let me get as much on here as I can. It'll be, let me make sure I have my salads, my protein, my fruits, my healthy fats. Let me make sure I have this. And you're not looking at, oh, let me get it up to the top, because you have trained your body to accept eating less.
Yeah. Yes, definitely, I did have that scare as well, pre-diabetes. It turns out, I'm normal, but it took me some time to actually realize that that was a scare. Like that is like crazy scare because I gain weight very fast. And it's not because of my sugar, it's because I guess I gain weight. I don't know. My sugar is normal, my blood pressure is normal, but I have anemia. So anemia can cause my blood pressures to go up, my sugar levels to fluctuate a lot. So when I don't take my pill, I find I gain my weight. So that's just my blood. So that kind of like is a prerequisite or just something to do with my iron levels. But people have to really be careful. You have to look at that. If you're not checking these things, they could get out of hand pretty fast.
Yeah, very not yeah, no, very fast. Yeah, they can get out of hand very fast, because you think you eat that two or three, four cookies and it's not a big deal, but that's a lot of sugar, yeah, that's constantly going through your blood. That
Mhm.
all that sugar going through your blood. And then another thing was so important, and a lot of people don't understand, is that carbs turn into sugar in your blood. When I'm talking about carbs, I'm talking about like white potatoes, spaghetti, pasta. Um, all of these things turn into sugar in your blood. All of that bread, we all like a nice sandwich. All of that turns into sugar. So we have to start thinking differently, because I'm going to tell you, Yaya, without good health, I don't care how much money you have, your life, the quality of life is not going to be good without
That's
your
so true.
health.
That's so true. You could change your bread. You could change it to like I know Dave's Killer Bread has a smaller breads, and they're very low in carbs and like hardly any sugar at all, and they taste great. Um, there's all natural ways that you can go about it. Eating a banana is really good actually, and most people don't think it is, but it really is a good way to start your day with potassium to start your day. But doesn't it make a big difference on when you eat your carbs and when you eat your sugars?
Um, yeah, it does. I deal with, like, I have a person on my advisory board. He's a nutritionist, and that's something that he talks about as far as, the time of day you eat certain foods.
Mhm.
But what we're doing, what we're trying to get people to do, is to start programming yourself to cut out, to start reducing those foods.
Gotcha.
And because it's so easy when you start, just like, for example, instead of eating a pizza, now they have it a certain way where you can make the bread, low carbs and so forth.
Right.
Well, the thing is though, if you eat that pizza, even though it's low carb, the bread is low carb, you may go out one day and your friends have pizza at the house, and because you're so used to eating pizza, you're not thinking about, oh, this bread is not low carb. You're just eating pizza. So we're
Mm,
trying to train the mind to start thinking, eating different, eating
mhm,
your proteins, eating a piece of baked chicken, or let's say it's some salmon, and eating that salad. Put that salad in there. Eating your fruits. Fruits are a natural sugar. Eating those, like some sliced avocado, and then have you one piece of one cookie. This is the thought process that we must get into, because I'm
mhm.
gonna tell you now. I don't know if you're aware of it, which you may be, but Black women, we have the highest. One of the highest forms of type 2, the highest numbers in type 2 diabetes. I have some numbers here I can share with you. You're talking
Yeah.
about 133 million Americans. Listen to that, 133 million, mostly with pre and type 2 diabetes.
Oh, wow.
25 million US women, including Black and Hispanic, have type 2 diabetes. And that includes the younger ones, like, now these younger ones are getting it. I'm talking about preteens and
Yeah.
teenagers.
That's because they're not going outside. That's because they're not active. They're sitting behind a computer. They got their phones. What they need to do is get a jump rope. I'm just gonna
Yes,
say, like we
that's
did.
true. That's true.
The
And
double dutch is
US
popular, okay?
and US Black women, we talking about 2 million of
Mm,
us type 2 diabetes. We have one of the highest rates. You got Hispanics, they're getting up there too. They have 5 million, but it's
mm.
more of them in the country now than us. And 5 million Hispanic, that includes, and 10 million Caucasian women. Um, so we look at all these people with just type 2 diabetes. That's because our diet.
Yeah.
The standard American diet, you know what that stands for, right?
Oh my gosh. Hamburgers and french fries.
And SAD. Look at the acronym.
I know. I know.
Standard American diet, SAD. So
Standard
that's
American diet. Yeah, that's what it is.
it
French
is very
fries.
sad.
It's potatoes. It's the fried foods and the fried this and the fried that. Now let me ask you a question. They do have the air fry, which doesn't have any oil based anything to it. Is that better and healthier for you?
Yeah, my understanding of it, I don't know a lot about it. Yeah, I don't use it, but my knowledge of it is that it's much better than just frying it in a lot of grease.
Right. And the grease is is the conduit for the carbs and the mix of the day.
And
And,
yeah,
and mixing a protein with a bread is bad too because it just creates more sugar.
well, the proteins are not the proteins, they don't have a lot of carbs.
Right.
But when you mix it, like you just said, with the bread is going to take the sugar levels up,
Mm-hmm.
because that's what it's going to do. The carbs turn to sugar in your blood.
Right. Right. And I did study that what sugar does inside the body is it turns into shards of glass like material and it just cuts you all the way through. And this is what and they call the leaky gut, but your veins and your arteries begin to leak. It can cause all kinds of issues, and that's pretty much the beginning of diabetes.
You are 100% right. Sugar, they tell you, they say sugar is worse than cocaine for your body.
Oh my gosh.
Listen, Yaya, your audience need to understand sugar, even though it's good to our taste buds because we like it, sugar is one of the worst things you can eat in your body. That's as soon as it gets in your body, the blood level goes up, and it is terrible for the body, the sugar. But we love it because this is what, as kids, what we used to get suckers when we go to the dentist and to
Yep.
the doctor. So this is
It was a
all we know,
reward.
huh?
They rewarded you with sugar, and so you
Exactly.
feel like you need to reward yourself with sugar as you get older, but I don't think that reward is so good. My kids didn't have sugar.
Oh,
They
that's
had
good.
fruit.
That's smart.
Mhm, and if they
Smart.
wanted soda, There was some strawberries in there. You can crush those and put them inside that seltzer water that's in the refrigerator.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, that's very smart of you.
Yeah, because they weren't getting it. I didn't want no Pepsi, no Coca-Cola products or anything like that unless it was seltzer water or flavored seltzer, or even if, you can get some strawberries and blueberries, crush them up and put them inside of there, and it tastes great, and it's natural sugar. I mean, my gosh, you have to do some shortcuts. So we're gonna go ahead and watch a video real quick about the Live Plate, right? Live Plate.
Live
So
play.
it's liveplate.us, liveplate.us. We're going to go ahead and watch a video and we'll be right back. Don't you guys go anywhere.
For people living with type 2 diabetes and for pre-diabetics, choosing the food that goes on your plate is literally a matter of life and death. That's why the Live Plate was created. The patent-pending Live Plate makes it quick and easy to get healthy portions of proteins, veggies, fruits, fats, and sugar without any trouble at all. The Live Plate is available in both English and Spanish. Sign up for exclusive pre-launch pricing right now at liveplate.us.
Wow, I love that. I love the whole thing. I love it. And it's available in English and Spanish. So why is it available in Spanish as well as English? What was the purpose behind that?
Well, the purpose was because we have a large population. I'm in Florida.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
We got, okay, yeah, I'm in the West Palm Beach area, and so we have a large population of Hispanic people, and
Mm-hmm.
they, like I showed you on the. Well, like I shared the information with you about all the women and how there are a lot of Spanish people as well that have type 2 diabetes, and
Mm-hmm.
so they need it as well. So instead of it saying proteins, it'll be proteinas, for them, so they can read
Right.
and understand what they need to place in that particular area.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I find that, and a lot of people are on this keto thing, but I find that that was like the diet for diabetics anyway. Am I correct? The keto thing, is that the diabetic diet?
Yeah, the keto it's very similar. Only thing it doesn't really help you to do is like control your portions and stuff. But
Hmm.
like anything we eat, we have to manage the amount, because you can gain weight off anything. Like with
Yeah.
diabetes type 2, I gained almost 100 pounds. I have lost over 65 pounds, and I don't know if you're familiar with A1C, but the
Hmm.
last A1C when I went to the doctor, it was like 5.2.
Mm,
So my A1C is very good now because I don't eat all that sugar. See, I'm using the
right.
Live Plate, helps you with controlling what you eat, helps you
Hmm.
with the amount you eating. So my doctor was like, wow, she was just like amazed, like, wow, you're doing absolutely wonderful. So I'm off all diabetic medication.
You go, girl. You
Thank
go,
God
girl.
Almighty.
Hallelujah.
Thank God Almighty.
Yes.
Yes.
Hallelujah. Yes, yes, my gosh. And it's all because of the Live Plate and the portion control that you can actually say this for type 2 diabetes. Type 2. Type 1 is born with it, but type 2. My
Right, type
gosh.
two. That type two.
Mhm.
I always mention, make sure it's type two.
Right. Type
Yes.
2. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, definitely. So, I mean, what do you say to those people out there that are struggling with type 2 diabetes or pre-diabetes? What do you tell them?
Yes. So what I tell them is that I understand your challenges. It is definitely a challenge when you're struggling with type 2 diabetes, because you're craving certain foods. You're craving that salty food like chips and things like that. You're craving eating, cookies and so forth. But what I'm saying is, it's time to live, to choose the Live Plate and choose life as opposed to death, because your health is going to deteriorate when you eat bad. That these are just the facts. And so you want to choose life, you want to choose healthy living, and it can be done. It's going to take some discipline, some time, but what doesn't? It's the same thing, Yaya, when you want to get your body in shape. What's the one of the first New Year resolutions? I want to lose weight and get in shape. People
Oh,
go
yeah.
join the people go join the gym and so forth. So I'm using that analogy to say that whatever is worth having, the nice body and all that, is going to take some time and discipline to get it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And as you get addicted to this sugar, because it is an addiction, okay? It's just like smoking cigarettes, doing drugs. Sugar is the same thing. It goes in the same category. It is addictive. But once you start to withdraw from it, headaches, cravings, some people get shakes because they get the shakes because they're so addicted to it. Sometimes your sugar may plummet even lower. That's where the fruit comes in. So I mean, we really truly need to be cognizant of the fact that when you do kick the habit or begin to try to kick the habit, things can happen. Withdrawal. It's a withdrawal. So what was your withdrawal like?
Yeah. Well, I mean, and that's a good point that you just made, because I had a withdrawal, withdrawals as well, in terms of wanting some sugar. I like pecan ice cream, and I like a couple of cookies now and then, and so. But well, we have to make a choice. I look when my numbers, my diabetes numbers, A1C, they were up the roof. I just shared with you, Yaya, I was going blind.
Mm-hmm.
I had double neuropathy, bilateral neuropathy in both my hands and forearms. My feet were numbed with needles. So I had to make a choice. Is that cookie or that pecan ice cream more important than my health? Which one is more important to me? So I can push aside that ice cream, and the more you let it go, the easier it gets, Yaya. It gets
Yeah.
easier. It's like with anything in life, when you first start practicing and exercising, Yaya, what happens?
Oh.
Your body gets sore.
Oh yeah.
But
Oh
the
yeah.
more you but the more you exercise and move, it doesn't get as sore. So it's like
That's right.
anything in life. When you start off doing something, there are going to be some repercussions, the soreness, the withdrawals. But the more you do it and stick with it, because you've made a decision that your health is more important, then it gets easier. And that's the reason why I'm encouraging your audience to, go to, liveplate.us and sign up for a pre-launch. And I'm going to be giving away an ebook. I have an ebook, explains all the sections, the different foods that can go in there. This is not just a plate, Yaya. This is a community.
Right. And that needs to be addressed because, like I said, I had my bout with pre-diabetes, and I'm not diabetic anymore, and I'm not pre-diabetic anymore, I should say. But it's type two we're talking about here, and it can be regulated with exercise and diet. These are the two different things that we're lacking, and because we're lacking it, we're going into a diabetic lifestyle. We don't want to do that. These are things that are preventable for type 2 diabetes, and definitely live plate is something that you're going to have to check into and probably live by for the rest of your life, just so that you can live an amazing healthy life. Because like you said before, what good is $1 million, $2 million, or any kind of unlimited money or even riches if your health is compromised?
Right. And another point I want to share with you is the way the plate is designed is well thought out, because you get those fruits in
Mm-hmm.
your body. And those fruits and vegetables do what? They help your digestive system, help
Right.
everything to move out of you.
It's fiber.
Did you
Mm-hmm.
see? See all that,
Yeah.
and because all of that stuff like pizza and those hamburgers and French fries, we were getting stopped up. The body
Yeah.
wasn't, we were not eliminating properly. This
Mm-hmm.
is so important, Yaya, to our digestive health. That's why, like you mentioned earlier about, a gut syndrome, leaky gut syndrome, and
Yeah.
all of these things that can happen to your body because your digestive system is not properly working.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Fruits and vegetables do what? They
Yeah.
come out of the body easier.
That's right. That's right. I also learned that in order to get rid of fat and in order to get rid of lose the weight, how would I say? A lot of people think that sweating helps you to lose the fat, but it's not true. Sweat helps to loosen the fat, but water, fiber helps to push it out of the body.
That's right. That fiber helps to push it out the body. You
Mhm.
100% right. And that's why in our area you have fruits, and then in our book we show you how you can make up little things like, you can eat and some plums and mix plums with
Oh,
certain
I love
things, and
plums.
huh?
I love plums.
Yes, those plums. Plums help
Oh,
you to go to the bathroom really good and clean your system. So, and then another thing, yeah, is they're sweet. That's a
yeah, they
natural.
are.
It's a natural sugar, yeah. So we
Oh,
don't need
yeah.
that chocolate chip cookie. We can go and make us up cook some prunes. Because I cooked
Mhm.
them. I've cooked them before. I don't know if you ever done that. Yeah, you should try it. They're delicious.
I
Cook you
have.
some cook some prunes. You can put a little cinnamon in it and so forth. And you eat them and they warm and it's delicious. And
I
they
know.
they go through your system and you have no issues there.
Yep, I know, I know. My grandmother used to do that. She was type 1. She was born with it, so she used to do that. We used to have it all the time. Wow, this just memories, the reason why she had it. I had no idea that was the reason why we were eating it in the first place. But yeah, I enjoyed it all my childhood. And just to smell it is just delicious as well. Wow, wow. There's just so many different things that we could talk about. But the Live Plate, you said it's on pre-order. Tell us about that. How can people get that?
Yes. So right now it's on pre-order. Like we have prototypes now that we're using that I've been sharing with you about different color prototypes. And we're having a Kickstarter in March, but they can pre-sign up now. So the Kickstarter is going to be in March, where that's where you raise funds to have them manufactured. So we
Mhm.
asking people now, go ahead and pre-sign up, because you sign up now, you get the better price and you get the
Right.
free ebook. All your listeners who sign up, I will make sure they get the free ebook. The ebook, it's a download, a beautiful book, and show them what they can put in each of those sections, and be part of our community, because this is not just a plate. It is truly a community. We need to share our journey with one another,
Mhm.
share what we're going through with one another. Yes.
Definitely, definitely. So get that free ebook, and all you have to do is go ahead and sign up at live or liveplate.us. I wanted to be live or live. I know people say live, some people say live, Live. Okay.
Yeah, is live. We want to live
Live,
right now.
live,
Live,
live
because you
plate.
do not want to die. We want to live.
That's right. We want to live healthy. And this is one of the things that we have to do. You know, being that this is an amazing journey for you, and the Live Play is just an amazing product that just came out of living and having to live better. You know, when you come across something that kind of makes you stumble, or in the past has made you stumble, how do you overcome that today?
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're going to stumble. Yeah. It's not going to be a journey where it's going to be everything is just going to be perfect. It's like anything else, yeah. Just like we talked about using the analogy of exercise, and you say you want to exercise 3-4 days a week, but one day something comes up and you may not get those 3 or 4 days a week in. So you say, okay, I didn't get 3 or 4 in this week, but I'm going to go ahead next week, Lord's will, and I'm going to start back on my journey. It's the same way with eating. Sometimes we may get off. You may have a family event and they have something going on at your family event. And so at your event, you may eat some of that banana pudding.
Oh
So you
goodness, don't
may,
say that.
I'm going to tell the truth, yeah. I'm going to tell the truth, yeah. So you may eat some of that banana pudding, but you may get off that one day. Then you have to say, okay, I got off. Let me now, tomorrow, Lord's will, I'm going to get back on my journey and get back to start it.
Yeah. I don't have any cravings for extra sugar, and if it's too sweet, I don't like it. It's just got to be a little bit sweet. It's got to maybe an apple or orange or a banana is good for me. And a lot of times people look at me weird because I bring my own food. So if I'm gonna have a pizza, I'm gonna have it. It's already with me. I got it with me. And a lot of people don't understand that. But when you're dedicated to your health, and when you really, really want to be community, you want to be a part of what's going on in your family, on your friends, they have to understand that sometimes you just have to make sure that you're going to eat with them, but that you're going to eat healthy so that you're not compromising yourself and feeling bad later on. Because I am the worst critic of myself. If I eat a pizza, it's going to be the cauliflower pizza, which is great. It tastes good. Doesn't taste any different to me. But let's say, okay, I go over to a friend's house and they're like, oh, yeah, we're going to have pizza. We're going to have this. We're going to have that. I'm like, okay, so you're going to have this, that, and the other, right? Okay. All right. So I make the same thing at home, bring it with me. And then guess what? I have the same thing. Nobody knows. It's just, and I feel like I'm okay with that. You know what I mean? And I don't walk out of there going, ah, and I feel great and I don't feel sick. Because if you eat too much sugar, I feel sick. If it makes you feel bad. I mean, I don't know. It makes you feel like, ugh, like yucky,
It does. You
you
know,
know?
yeah, yeah, you made some great, those are some excellent points. I mean, what you, oh, I love what you're saying. I love it because it's so true. See, yeah, yeah, food could be our medicine and food can end up killing us. Yeah, yeah. Let's keep it real. My
Hmm.
mother died from type 2 diabetes. My mother knew the dangers of sugar. I spent money sending my mother, I would send my mother years ago to the doctor. I gave her the money to go to a certain doctor to try to lose weight. You know, it was like years ago, like maybe 30 years ago, 20 years ago. She used to take, you know how they used to take these pills? The doctors would give them pills to take their appetite away, to suppress their appetite. I would send my mother there. I brought my mother a treadmill to try to get her to lose weight. But she would always go to the store and find these pies and just kind of stick with it. There was no live plate for her to help manage the food. So she would just get off her diet and kept eating. Well, like I said, eventually she lost her limb and she succumbed to, you know, type 2 diabetes, and she lost her life. So I didn't want that to happen to me.
Yeah.
You know, you understand. I didn't want that to happen. I saw what happened to my mother and I saw my own health, Yaya. I'm sharing it with you and your audience. I can't be any more real. I saw my own health just deteriorating and my eyes were going bad. My feet, I couldn't walk, pins and needles, Yaya. Felt like I was walking on. Something had to be done. And I was going to Denny's eating every week and eating pancakes and syrup. And I was thinking all I had to do was take this pill. I was under a misconception. You have
Yeah.
to take control of your own health. You must do it.
Yeah. See, the pill is there because it needs to bring your sugar down. But if you're eating sugar, it can't bring the sugar down. You know, it's there to bring the sugar down. And once you get the sugar down and you get the sugar out of your life, then you don't need the pill anymore.
Exactly.
But if you keep eating sugar, the pill, it can only do so much, and then it hits its plateau. Then your body kind of goes down. So it's kind of like, okay, I don't know if I'm saying this right. Please excuse me, but it's like a pill for headaches, right? So you bang your head on the wall and then you take a pill to take a pain away, but then you bang your head on the wall again. There's only so much that that pill can do because you're banging your head on the wall. It's the same thing with sugar. It's like, okay, so you eat sugar and then you take the pill, but then you go back and you eat sugar. There's only so much that pill can do because you're still eating sugar. Am I right?
You are what? You know what? I can't believe you're a doctor, Yaya.
No.
Yaya, listen, what you're saying is 100% true. And this would happen to me. When I would go to Denny's and eat all of this pancake and syrup, I was feeling so sick. And then I take the pill, and it didn't really help me as much because when I go to the doctor, my sugar was still way up over the roof.
Right.
And so what happened was the doctor explained to me, Yaya, she said, this is what happens. She said, when you take I was taking metformin. And when you take the
Right.
pill, it moves the sugar, like you just mentioned, it moves it out of your bloodstream so that all that sugar is not in your blood. But she said,
Right.
it sends it somewhere and it sends it to the organs.
Mm.
That's why things start breaking down. That's why your eyes start going bad. So you're 100% right because my doctor had to explain that to me as to when you take the pill, it helps to move some of that sugar out of your bloodstream, but it sends it to organs because she told me,
Mm.
she said it has to go somewhere. When you have all of that sugar in your body, she said the pill is only sending it, getting it out of your bloodstream, but it has to go somewhere. So it sends it to the organs, and that's why your eyes, people go blind. That's why your liver and everything starts going breaking down, because it's sending that sugar to your organs. You got
Okay.
to understand what's going on here.
Wow. Okay. I don't think people know this. I don't think they knew this. I don't think they know this. That the sugar, it is like I said before. Let's go back a little bit. The sugar itself turns into crystallization inside the blood. You ever seen like, okay, you take a stick and you put, sugar water, and then you just let it sit there, and it crystallizes, and it
Hmm.
forms the little crystals, and then you can suck on it, and when you were a kid you did that. Okay, that's the experiment, right? Well,
Right.
the experiment is when the blood and the sugar mixes, it turns into shards of crystal. Now, shards of glass, you ever break glass on the ground and then get your foot, and then you're walking and it just gets in your foot and it's like, ow. That's the same thing that sugar does inside of the body. But
Oh,
since it takes it, so you're telling me it takes it. So okay, so wait. I'm gonna do this, and give me a second here. So it takes it out of your bloodstream, which is your arteries and your veins. So not only do your arteries and your veins get shards of glass, so they're cutting. So then now the metformin takes the shards of glass or the shards of sugar. And I'm gonna call it glass because it's like sugar glass or sugar crystals that are very fine and very little. Okay, and it sends it to your organs to cut your organs up.
it sends it to your organs, because that's what I when I explained to my doctor, I'm like, well, I'm eating this, but I'm taking the metformin. They said the medicine is only to help to remove the sugar from your bloodstream, so your blood will, so you won't just fall out with all the sugar in your bloodstream, but it has to go somewhere. I mean, it's like we're taking this medication thinking that it's going to automatically eliminate the sugar from our body, but it doesn't. It moves the sugar to your organs. That's why, Yaya, you hear about people going bad, they go blind. You hear your eyes go
Well, that
bad,
of course, because
the
the shards of
organs,
glass are going into your eyes.
your organs, liver, kidneys, they start going, they deteriorate because the sugar is
They're
being
being cut up.
moved.
It's
It's
being
being
cut up.
it's being cut up.
It's being cut up. The little pieces of glass are like knives. And if you're moving it from your bloodstream to your organs, that's even worse. To tell you the truth. I mean, that's terrible.
It is
So,
terrible.
metformin is not a is not a healing thing. It's just to get it out of your bloodstreams, but it does send it somewhere. So it's sending it to your eyes and to your organs, to your major or your
Exactly.
heart, your brain.
That's right.
Oh,
That's why people with type 2 diabetes, you hear about the issues. They have heart problems. The
mm.
eyesight goes bad.
What
The
about
feet,
Alzheimer's?
what about them?
Don't isn't that more susceptible for people with diabetes, type 2 and 1?
Oh, I don't know. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure, but I mean, if it's going to the brain, it's cutting it up. I mean, you're gonna have some issues.
You're gonna have some issues.
You're gonna have some
And
issues.
I'm just telling you what I know personally, what happened to
Right.
me, because I was taking that metformin and I was asking, why isn't this? I thought this is going to heal me. They like, it doesn't heal. It
Mm.
moves the sugar from the bloodstream so you don't be so sick from all that sugar running through your blood. But she said, think about it. She said, the sugar has to go somewhere.
That's the thing I don't think people know,
I
guys.
didn't know that either.
I don't think people know this.
It
I
has to
don't think
go
I
somewhere.
think they think this is a healing thing, that it just explodes it out of the body and you don't have the sugar in your body no more. But that's not the case.
That's
See,
not
I
the
didn't even
case.
know that, and I didn't want to be on metformin. I did not want to be on metformin. That was not going to happen. Not going to happen. And so that's why I took drastic measures to literally cut my sugar down. So I'm under about 12 grams of sugar a day. That's it.
Oh,
And if I go above that, and then it's because I had a banana, or I had and I eat Italian cookies. Those little Italian really flat cookies that barely have any sugar in them. if I need a cookie, that's what I'm gonna go for because it's got like 0.02 or something.
Oh, good for
I'm like, okay.
you.
So the whole pack is like, I think it's like 10 grams of sugar for like an entire pack, which is wonderful. I'm gonna snack on that. I'm like, yeah, I can hold this whole, and then I'm done. I'm like, okay, I don't want no more sugar. I'm good. You know? So literally we need to fix our diet. What I mean, the live plate. The
The
live
live
plate.
plate. The live plate will help them, will help your audience and help people to start managing the food, Yaya, managing their food and managing the portions that they eat. That is critical. So that's why we're encouraging people go to liveplate.us, sign up on the pre-launch form, and you will get the best price for the live plate as well as an ebook that I wrote. So for specific areas, shows you what food you can use for those areas. And we're building a community to share our journey with one another. It's a support system.
Yes, definitely, guys. I mean, if you didn't know about this, please make your comments below and maybe even, if you have any New Year's resolutions. I mean, this to me is dramatic because you can lose your life for a cookie.
Yes.
I'm just saying. I mean, think about it. You could literally lose your life because of this pie that you love so much. Well, why do you need the pie? Is there a way to sweeten the pie without using sugar?
Yeah, they have some artificial sweeteners or some, yeah, they have some artificial sweeteners that people use. They call them substitutes
Mhm.
in place of the white sugar. But what we're doing is that's why the live plate, if people go to liveplate.us, they can see an image of it and it has a little slither area for something sweet.
Right.
You can have like if you want, if you like, some people like almonds and chocolate, you can have like 5 almonds and chocolate put in there. Okay,
Mhm.
it's a little area where you don't eat the entire bag.
Right.
So no, yeah. So you don't eat the entire bag. You put you like 5 or 6, almonds in there, and then that's it. And then you have your vegetables, like I said, your protein, your healthy fats. So you want to start looking at food mentally in a different light. We
Yeah.
have to. We have to train ourselves and look at it differently if we
Mhm.
want decent health. Like you and I both know, yeah, we see a lot of women now, and I'm talking about, I see a lot of young women that like 300, 350. I'm talking about a lot of them, yeah,
I
because
know.
it's the diet, yeah, it's the diet, what they're eating. If you
And
eat
and
at
don't think
McDonald's, huh?
and don't think because you're a vegetarian or a vegan that this doesn't affect you, okay? Sugar is vegan. It's just not good. Oh gosh. Oh my gosh. Yes, I know. I know. It's terrible. It really is. Well, we're going to get the Live Plate. You guys go to liveplate.us, sign up, get your free ebook, and get life started. Let me tell you something. I hear this all the time, Lori. It's like, oh, we're going to die anyway. Yeah, but guess what? You either die because you're old and you fall asleep and you're gone, or you can die a really bad death. I mean, health wise, and just not have any fun. I literally love going out. I love going to the amusement parks. I love going to places, and I will walk for 8 hours.
Oh,
Literally walk for 8 hours. And during that 8 hours, the beginning of the 8 hours is when I have my ice cream. And let me tell you why, because I'm walking 8 hours. I'm walking 8 hours. I'm going to have my ice cream that day, just that day. But this, like, sometimes I go and I'm like, I don't want it. And it's lately I've been like, I don't want it because it just doesn't appeal to me anymore. It's the sugar. It's too sweet. It's just like, you know what I mean? So as you get better at it, and it's just, but you have to live a good life. The only the only time that I have, and I'm talking about me, a big piece of sugar where I have that craving and I gotta have it, usually is because I'm gonna eat about one third of it and give it to somebody else. Or I'm
mhm.
gonna be at the amusement park and I'm walking 8 hours. Because if you're walking and you're moving, you're burning it off fast and you're not keeping that in your system because you're flushing it down with water and it's just burning off. It's not sitting. You know what I mean? And so to me, that's when I can have it. If I don't go, then oh well. If I haven't gone in 3 months, then I won't have sugar for 3 months. And it doesn't bother me. And I think that
Right.
a lot of people need to realize that there is a time and place for everything, but the live plate is definitely for every day.
The live play for every day. And what we're in the process of doing, Yaya, is we're in the process of um, contacting. We're in the process of reaching out to the FDA,
Mm.
and the live plate can be considered a medical device.
You know what? That would be amazing to have that at restaurants. You
A
know,
medical
have that at
device.
the restaurants where people say, "Hey, I'm type 2, I'm type 1." You know, type 2 is, of course, but type 1 can do it too. And literally, as you sit down at the amusement parks, the restaurants, any place that you go, they have a live plate where they portion out your food so that you can enjoy food, because it is a community. You're going out with your kids, your husband, your date, this is a thing, and you want to live.
You want to live. You want to live. And Yaya, I want to share this statistic with you. And this is in the United States alone, let me tell you the cost for type 2 diabetes.
No way. Tell me.
Yeah, I'm going to share this with you. In
Mm,
2007, this is in the billions of dollars. In 2007, it was 110, at 110 type 2 diabetes. And this is 2007. In 2020, this is the last time they did this survey. It was $363 billion, the amount of money being spent on type
mm.
2 diabetes.
Oh
306. So that means that's over 300 times the that it went over. The amount of money they spending on diabetes. It was 100, now 300, over 300 million, almost $400 million.
my gosh, my gosh. Well, guys, we really truly need to get this in wraps, because I'm going to tell you one thing. Spending that much money on medications and doctor bills, we could be spending so much less on good quality food.
Yes,
And going outside and cutting your own grass is just wonderful. Do
yes,
something, get out there, do something, walk around the block. And if you
right,
walk your dog down the block, walk the dog twice down the block. I mean, I don't know,
right.
but just kind of, just do an extra something to circulate and get that out of your system, because the quicker you get the sugar out of your system, the lower your blood, the healthier you can live. And remember that metformin doesn't do it for you guys. It's not a cure. I had no idea that that was what was going on. I did
Yeah.
not know. That is crazy. That is crazy. So, Lori, thank you so much for being on the show. I appreciate it so much. You guys, don't forget to go to www.liveplate.us, get your free ebook, and sign up and just guys, live. Oh my gosh,
Thank,
just
thank
live.
you so much for having me, Yaya. And
Anytime,
huh? Hmm?
anytime,
Oh,
anytime.
thank you so much for having me. And as soon as we get the live place in, as soon as we have the get ready to have the Kickstarter launch, I'll be in touch with you.
Oh, please do. Please do. I would actually love to get one and be able to
Yes,
give it away to somebody, maybe have a contest or something, because I mean, there's just so many people out there that maybe one person or two people can't afford it. You know what I mean? And giving it to someone who really needs it is like a blessing too. So let me know. Yeah, definitely let me know. I would love to do that. And guys, don't forget, guys, just eat well. Oh my gosh, please do. Thank you so
okay.
much for stopping by. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. Hit that notification bell so you'll be notified the next time that I upload. And don't forget to dare to be different. Until next time, guys.
I dare to be different. I dare to be different. I dare to